So I wish I would have had the camera on because I just got propositioned for some working girls. I guess the area I live, my cousin was explaining to me, there's a lot of girls who work and sell themselves. So I just walking by, this dude was like, he said something about suka or something. But yeah, he tried to proposition me.
That fresh air right there. Look at those views. Huh?
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Tokyo, Japan. Which destination is best for solo travelers? In this video, we're going to be discussing the two cities, the pros and cons, what may draw you to it, and what may pull you away from it. So we're going to break this thing down. We're going to go piece by piece and enjoy this the right way. I'm going to break this into subcategories. We're going to break it down like a good meal. We're going to break it down like an old car. We're going to break it down like that Australian lady trying to do break dancing at the Olympics. We're going to break it down, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to start with the language barrier. We're going to compare the language in Tokyo, Japan with Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Now, I will say majority of my audience is from English-speaking countries. I do have a few people from other countries. So I'm going to give this based off the fact of where my audience is from. If you speak English, you will get by just fine in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. But if you speak English in Tokyo, Japan, you may have a slight issue. And this is why. According to Google, only about 10 to 20% of the Japanese population speak English, and only about 2% of the Japanese population speak English proficiently. Now, as you can see in this video, I shot this in Tokyo, Japan. There is more English speakers because it's the bigger city, right? It's the main city. You're like, okay, I should be good, right? Kinda. There's a lot of English speaking signs, which helps. But as far as the locals, I was speaking to young people, old people, males, females, and I kept running into the same situation that a lot of them did not speak English. That's okay. That's their culture. I'm not saying that that's something bad. I'm just saying if you're an English speaker, that's something that you want to keep in mind. So I went to Google and I'm like, okay, what if we learn Japan? So I went to the best trusted website on the internet, right? Google.com. And I typed in, how long does it take to learn Japanese? Guess what they told me? It takes about 1 to 2 years just to get conversational, not fluent, conversational. So unless you're planning a trip 5 years from now, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my personal opinion on the language barrier. I would say Kuala Lumpur has Tokyo, Japan beat if you're speaking from an English-speaking perspective. Now, let's go to the next section. We're talking about speaking, right? So what's next when it comes to speaking, interacting, and engaging with people? I'm here to tell you that unfortunately, in Japan, the people can be somewhat colder than the people in Malaysia. What I mean by that is when you go around and you're talking to the locals, they typically keep the conversations very brief. They may not make eye contact, and if they do, it's not for very long, and typically they go about their day. Now, this is not just my personal opinion. I've looked up statistics on this, and I've spoken to many locals, like local foreigners, in Japan, and they said the same thing. Hey, we talked to them, blah, blah, blah. Where's the directions at? Directions here. Walk off. Or they may help you, like, hey, it's here, but they're not going to sit and actually have a conversation with you more times than not. But I understand there's cultural differences. Like I said, I'm not here to say that they're right or I'm wrong or vice versa. I'm just pointing this out to you. If you're a person who likes to engage with the locals, get a feel for them, Japan may not be your vibe. I'm just being honest with you. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you've been to Japan. And if you're from Malaysia, you probably know what I'm talking about. So, with that being said, I would like to go to the next subject. So for this next subject, we're going to talk about transportation, because what's the point of talking to people if you can't get to people to talk to them, right? So I'm going to look at the train/metro system. This is a controversial topic. Many people may say, hey, it may not be like this, or hey, I think it's like this way. But let me explain. I've been to both cities, and I can say, I want to first get a disclaimer. Both cities have amazing transportation. However, I have to be honest. From my personal experience, it felt like the public transportation system in Tokyo, Japan covered more area than it did when I was in Kuala Lumpur. I also feel that it was easier to navigate the public transportation system in Tokyo, Japan versus Kuala Lumpur. Now, I did a little bit of research on this, and I found out, hey, this may not only be my opinion. It seems like the internet, from what I'm reading, agrees with what I'm saying. According to the internet, because we all know the internet doesn't lie, right? This is a direct quote. It says, Tokyo's transport is unmatched, but Kuala Lumpur is easy to navigate as well. So, that's just my opinion, and that's also what I've seen on the internet. They both have amazing, like I said, and you can get around outside of the metro system. You can use taxis, Grab, Uber, stuff like that, right? But also, if you're going to be doing that, you want to talk about the cost. What is the cost of public transportation? Kuala Lumpur beats Tokyo, Japan when it comes to the costs. Your dollar is going to go a lot further. I'll give you an example. The metro system in Tokyo, Japan starts at about 180 yen, which is roughly $1.25 USD, roughly. Where the Kuala Lumpur metro system starts at about 25 cents USD. So the Tokyo is about 5 times more expensive. So even though it may cover more area, you could take way more rides. When you're in Kuala Lumpur, you might just ride it for fun. You've seen my videos. I had stock videos of just riding the train, getting the greenery, seeing the nature. Cause hey, it's cheap. Why not? You know what I'm saying? So Kuala Lumpur is cheaper when it comes to taxis. Tokyo's metro is pricier, but I will say it's ultra efficient. So while we're on the subject of costs, let's look at some other costs, right? Because the whole point of going on vacation, whether you're solo traveler, you want to feel things out. You want to see what the vibe is in the city. But what's the point of seeing the vibe if you're not seeing no dollars? So let's talk about the costs here. In Tokyo, the street food is roughly $3.50 to $5.50 on average USD, where the street food in Kuala Lumpur is between 90 cents and $1.80 USD on average. Once again, these are averages. You can always go higher or lower, and there's always mid-tier and lower tier. But keep in mind, these are averages. But let's say you don't want no street food, right? So let's look at the price of restaurants. You want to take you and a date out. What's the cost? You're landed in the city, you just met someone, or hey, maybe you matched on Bumble, Tinder, whatever, right? In Tokyo, a mid-range meal for one person is between $10 and $20 USD on average. So if you take 2 people out, you and a date, that's between $20 and $40 US. Kuala Lumpur is significantly cheaper. You're looking at a mid-range meal between $4.30 and $8.60. So for you and 2 people in Kuala Lumpur, you're looking at roughly $9 to $17 roughly, give or take. But let's say you want to be cheap. You're like, hey, I just met this person. I don't want to spend no money on them. Let me just take them on a coffee date. How much does coffee on average cost in the 2 cities? In Tokyo, you're looking between $2 and $3.50 per cup. In Kuala Lumpur, you're looking at about $1.50 to $3.20 per cup. So there's not that much difference too much, but I will say Kuala Lumpur street food is usually between 50% and 70% cheaper than Tokyo. Tokyo does have a lot of premium dining experiences as well as Kuala Lumpur, but that price difference cannot be ignored. Once again, it cannot be ignored. I like to feel good when I'm traveling to places. I don't like spending money doing this and that. It's like what's going on here? So let's look at the nightlife, cost of nightlife. So if you're looking at themed bars like robot cafes, things of that nature in Tokyo, you're looking at it between $4 and $12 USD, where a lot of rooftop bars in Kuala Lumpur, you can get beers between $2 and $5 USD. Tokyo is quirky, but it's pricey. So when it comes to this traveling experience, do you want to walk into some type of Nintendo bar, some iRobot bar, something more animated, maybe it has some Dragon Ball Z characters, but it costs more? Or do you want to get on top of a rooftop in Kuala Lumpur, see the city, catch a vibe, and save money at the same time? I'm not trying to force you to make a decision. I'm just trying to give you what it is, right? Let's look at an average of how much you'll spend on 5 days. So a cost summary for 5 days in the two cities. And this is ignoring the cost of hotels, obviously. But you're looking at about $25 to $50 in food in Tokyo, where it's 10 to 20 in Kuala Lumpur. Transportation, it could be 10 to 20 USD, where Kuala Lumpur could be half that. For attractions, you're looking at between $15 and $60 on average in Tokyo, where in Kuala Lumpur, you're looking at between $5 and $20, right? So it's up to you. Do you prefer money, or do you prefer something maybe you just want to brag to your friends? Hey, I was in Japan. I did the Mario Karts down the street. I did this and that. It's up to you. Let's talk about safety. Both cities are safe, but Japan does have a slightly better reputation as far as safety. Sorry to all my Malaysians who may be listening to this. Once again, I'm just going off opinions and also things I read on the internet and interactions I had. Now, if you watch my previous video, you've seen I said Malaysia is safer than the US. So for the most part, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. And if you read the comments in my last video, is Kuala Lumpur safe for 2025? You'll see a lot of Malaysians agreeing with that sentiment. They say, hey, it's safe. You don't have nothing to worry about. Hey, I've seen a lot of people say the east side, like Kuching and some of the other cities over there, are a lot safer than the western side, but both areas should be safe. But yeah, I don't want to waste too much time, so I just want to give a quick little breakdown as far as the two. It depends on what you want out of the two, but this is my personal opinion. I got more videos dropping soon. I want to say I appreciate everybody's support. A few hours ago, we hit 1,000 subscribers. So now I'm an official, real deal YouTuber. I'm not going to be doing no BS anymore. I'm going to give straight quality content. I want to keep upgrading, better camera, better equipment, all this. I was doing testing. A lot of people were like, yo, what's up with your latest videos? I was trying new concepts, right? I'm new to YouTube. I just started uploading 4 months ago as far as long format videos. So bear with me, I'm learning. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, you can always leave them in the comment section, or you can reach out to me on social media. I use the same social media handle on Twitter, on Instagram, and TikTok. That is Pay Me in Paella. PayMeinPaella. Pay Me in Paella. I've been responding to all of my messages that I've been getting on social media, and I want to say it's love y'all. And have a nice day.